Hello. A couple of months ago, there were videos going around. It was a challenge, the 10 before the end. And you were to talk about 10 books that you were going to read from November to December and see if you could finish them. So I did a video and I want to talk about how many books from that video, and even if I added books, did I finish? So let's get into it. This was an add-on. This is The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois. And I read this with Lukash. I will link his channel below. He had a desire to read this and he wanted to read it with me, and I had never read it. So there you go. I thought it was good, but I agree with Lukash when he said that the book seemed like a collection of essays put together instead of like him just sitting down and writing chapters for a book called The Souls of Black Folk. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's definitely worth the read, and I will probably reread it at some point. I did a whole video on this. I said that I did not recommend it, but it is history. And it is important, and it did happen. So, read it at your own risk. I did not rate this book, Hell Put to Shame by Earl Swift. So, yeah, I guess in a way, I'm glad I read it. But, wow, absolutely harrowing. Then, for Nonfiction November, I read The Wright Brothers with Heidi, Doris, and Karen, and I can link their channels below also. We generally read books together for Black History Month and Nonfiction November, and we want to read all of David McCullough books, and we don't even have to really get very far to know that it's a 5-star read. This was a 5-star read. Absolutely wonderful. The research that David McCullough has done on his books is absolutely phenomenal. So I highly recommend it. And also for Nonfiction November, I read The Sing Sing Files by Dan Slepian. I read this with Lisa, and we really enjoyed this book. I would say 4.5 stars for me. And yeah, it's just amazing how many people are in prison that are innocent. Yeah, I recommend this for sure. And this is the book that a co-worker gave me, and he said that it should have been longer, and I agree. Tell Me How It Ends, an essay in 40 questions by Valeria Lucelli. And yeah, this is really timely, and I recommend this to everyone. 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. And this was an anticipated read for me. When Allen Iverson said that he was coming out with a book, I was like, I'm all in. I lived in the area where he grew up, and I was there when a lot of stuff went down. And so, I was all in his corner. So this is very good. But I had a feeling that Allen Iverson sort of held back somewhat in this book. I'm giving it 4 stars. Yeah, I'm giving it 4 stars. It was very good. I'm glad he came out with the book. And it was just great to get to know him. So, yeah, 4 stars for me. Okay, How to Fight Racism by Jemar Tisby. As I said in my previous video, I read his book, The Color of Compromise, and gave it 5 stars. This is more of a 4-star, 4.25, something in there. To me, this should be used in like maybe workshops. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And I think you have to read it maybe a couple of times to get everything out of it and take notes. Jemar Tisby is really great at what he does. I do recommend it, but It is a lot. And maybe a workbook or something, or church groups or work groups read this together. It would make a great book club book. But yes, I really enjoyed this. 4 to 4.25 stars for me. And I did not get to Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, so I will read this at some point in 2026. So another video that I plan to do will be about the books that I did not finish in 2025, because there were a few books, or a couple of books, in the 10 Before the End that I started but did not finish. So I'm going to put those along with other books that I did not finish in 2025, and we'll go from there. Well, thanks for hanging around to the end. And if there was something that you wanted to get to by the end of the year but didn't, or really something really, stood out for you in your 10 Before the End, let me know below. Thanks for watching.